Hello and welcome to our special roundup of all the election-related news in Verdict 2016. I'm Ishan Russell and these are the headlines that we're tracking. A day of hectic campaigning in West Bengal. Star campaigners address multiple rallies ahead of the second phase of polling. Mamta addresses rally in Alipurdar. BJP delegation meets Election Commission. Party asks EC to ensure free and fair polling in the coming phases of polling in West Bengal. And today we throw the spotlight on the power of Kollywood in Tamil Nadu politics. With 5 CMs in the last 5 decades from the movie world, the way to political power in the state is through building up star power. All right, first up, news from West Bengal. Now, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee today blamed the centre's indifference for the plight of tea gardens and their workers in North Bengal. Addressing a rally in Alipurdwar, Mamata said that the centre had done nothing so far on its promise to provide a financial package to improve tea gardens. She also slammed the Modi government for its false promises. Meanwhile, the BJP today asked the Election Commission to ensure free and fair polls in the coming phases in West Bengal. However, the party also claims that similar requests earlier have not been addressed. A BJP delegation comprising Union Minister Prakash Javadekar, Party General Secretary Bhupender Yadav, Secretary Siddharth Nath Singh and Om Pathak submitted a memorandum to the Election Commission. They said most of the observers are neither visible nor available and are completely incommunicado. They maintained that the party had requested for flag marches and patrolling in sensitive and extra-sensitive constituencies, but this has not been conducted despite assurances from the Commission. Seeking deployment of central forces, they requested the Commission to take effective steps to stop the use of muscle power and create an atmosphere of free and fair elections.
ऑब्जर्वर और माइक्रो ऑब्जर्वर ज्यादा विजिबल रहे, सेंट्रल फोर्स ज्यादा विजिबल रहे और जहां गुंडागर्दी का निशाना बनाते हैं उम्मीदवारों को भी या हमारे पोलिंग एजेंट्स को भी, तो वहां उसके लिए भी सख्त कार्रवाई करने के लिए निर्देश और बहुत सारे नए निर्देश आज दे देंगे ताकि आने वाले 5 फेज में एक फ्री एंड फेयर चुनाव हो. यही आज हमारा मुद्दा था.
Let's go across to Malda in West Bengal, where our correspondent Pranav Goswami has been tracking these elections. And Pranav, you've been moving from place to place in West Bengal, but as far as the underlying big issue, what would that be? Would that be corruption or would that be development, or is it a mix of all?
As we've been seeing that in West Bengal, elections are normally fought on ideological basis, but this time it is seen that first time in West Bengal, corruption is become a very prominent issue, and opposition parties have been targeting Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee that why she is silent when serious charges have come against the leaders of Trinamool Congress, and then also Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is not reacting. If you talk about the Sarda chit fund scam or Narda sting or the Vivekanand flyover which collapsed, and opposition parties started accusing that there's a syndicate and which is supported by the ruling party leaders. But then also this government has failed to stop corruption, and this government has not taken any action against those who are actually involved in serious charges of corruption. But Mamata Banerjee is saying that these charges are all bogus, and she's been saying that the development work which her government has done, that has never taken place during left regime. She is also targeting BJP's central leadership that BJP, that the NDA government is trying to stop the fund, central fund, and the central government is reduce the fund of West Bengal. That is why the development work is not taking place in West Bengal. So there are allegations and counter allegations from the opposition parties and TMC, but we can say that there are local issues also. Like in 17th, the second round of polling, there are 5 districts: North Dinajpur, South Dinajpur, and Darjeeling, and including Malda. These are 5, Birbhum also. 5 districts are having 56 constituencies which are going poll on 17.
Right.
And in these areas, again, the local issues are also very
All right,
important.
so
like
a mix of local issues, of course, the opposition targeting Mamata Banerjee on corruption charges, and development is, of course, one thing that is a common theme in, I think, in elections across India. But Pranav Goswami, thanks very much for that update for now. Well, let's move on to our focus to Kerala, where the elections are also about to take place. Now, the CPM is contesting against the Congress in Kerala, but in West Bengal, it's fighting the elections with the support of the Congress. In an interview to Rajya Sabha TV, CPM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury answered questions on how his party is tackling this contradiction.
हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए हैं सीपीएम महासचिव सीताराम येचुरी जी। सर, बड़ी दुविधा में है सीपीएम, जहां आप कांग्रेस के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं केरला में, वहीं बंगाल में आप एक टैसिट अंडरस्टैंडिंग के साथ चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, इस तरह की बात आ रही है।
कोई दुविधा नहीं है। देखिए हर स्टेट के अंदर क्या है वहाँ की ठोस परिस्थितियां, उस हिसाब से हमने तय किया कि हमारी चुनावी रणनीति क्या होगी। ना कोई फ्रंट है, ना कोई अलायंस है, ना कोई अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कांग्रेस या बाकी पार्टियों के साथ। जनता दल यू है, वहाँ पे रजद है, वहाँ पर आपकी नेशनलिस्ट कांग्रेस पार्टी है, वहाँ पे जनता दल सेक्युलर है, वो सब भी अब मिलकर चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं हमारे साथ। जी। तो मकसद ये है कि तृणमूल सरकार हटाओ, बंगाल बचाओ।
आसाम का भी चुनाव है, आसाम का सीपीएम के साथ बड़ा पुराना संबंध रहा है, कई कार्यकर्ताओं ने वहां पे बलिदान दिया है, और उसके बाद तमिलनाडु में भी हम लोग एक नए फ्रंट के साथ आप लोग अब आए हैं, एमडीएम के डीएमडीके के साथ नया फ्रंट बनाया, तो वहां पर क्या उम्मीदें हैं सीपीएम को इस बार से?
नहीं, अच्छी उम्मीदें हैं। तमिलनाडु में तो अब देखिएगा कि ये पीपल्स वेलफेयर फ्रंट जो बना, पहले 4 पार्टियों का, अब कैप्टन भी हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं जी। तो इसके साथ एक विकल्प के रूप में अब उभर रहा है तमिलनाडु की राजनीति में। ये द्रविडियन पार्टी से मुक्त एक राजनीतिक विकल्प की जरूरत है, और वो विकल्प इस बार खड़ा हुआ है। हम समझते हैं कि तमिलनाडु की जनता से उसको स्वीकृति निश्चित रूप से बड़े पैमाने पर मिलेगी।
तृणमूल के बाद सीपीएम, ये बात कहना,
तृणमूल तो पहली बार तो आई,
तो इसके बाद क्या सीपीएम माने?
इसके बाद सीपीएम लोग इसलिए चाह रहे हैं कि तृणमूल हारे, और निश्चित रूप से सीपीएम का ही मतलब सरकार बन सकती है अगर तृणमूल हारेगी। लेकिन तृणमूल को हराने की बात क्यों आ रही है? पिछले ही चुनाव में बड़े पैमाने पर तृणमूल की जीत हुई, तो वह परिवर्तन दिया, और देखा परिवर्तन क्या है। अब उससे अब मुक्ति चाहते हैं, तो उस तरीके से चल रही है। लेकिन बंगाल में हम नहीं समझते हैं कि वो इस तरीके की पिंग पोंग बैटल होगी।
तो आपको लगता है इस बार प्रदर्शन सीपीएम का सारे स्टेट्स में अच्छा रहेगा?
हम कह रहे हैं पिछले के मुकाबले में अच्छा रहेगा।
सीताराम येचुरी का मानना है कि इस बार सीपीएम का प्रदर्शन जिन जिन स्टेट्स में चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं वहां पर बेहतर होने वाला है, और इस बार जब इनकी सरकार बनेगी तो एक नई एजेंडा और एक नई दिशा के साथ जनता का भला करने की कोशिश करेगी। तमिलनाडु, चेन्नई से कैमरामैन चेतन के साथ रविंद्र सिंह शोरान, राज्यसभा टीवी।
And Ravindra Sharan also spoke with Congress MP from Alappuzha in Kerala, K.C. Venugopal, who said Kerala has witnessed developmental activities in a very large manner under the ruling UDF government. He also expressed confidence of coming back to power.
We are ruling the state for the last 5 years, United Democratic Front. Kerala has witnessed development activities in a very larger way. Not only the believers of the UDF, our opponents, independent people will agree that Kerala never seen such a development activities as happening now at the time of Umman Chandi government. Major projects like Kannur Airport, Kochi Metro, Vizhinjam Port, and then this smart city. These are the ways. Then around, I think around 350 bridges, new bridges.
Sir, you have a long list of achievement of your party and your UDF government. But on the other side, we have seen that the farmers of this state are in distress, the coir workers are in distress, cashew nut workers are in distress.
No, I think choir side there is a little problem, but the state government has done a lot of things. We are expecting a good initiative from the central government because of choir board is not functioning properly. Choir board is under central government. They are not even convened because only one month before they constituted the choir board committee itself. In choir sector there is a problem for the choir workers, but government of Kerala has fixed their minimum wages. Hike from 100% hike has been given.
One more thing which is coming on front, sir, right? Because this Alapura area is a tourist dominated, a lot of tourists coming here, and it has a lot of effect on the economy of this district. People are saying if the prohibition in the present shape comes here, it will affect the tourism.
Oh, I know. I'm not agreeing with that. Why are you telling that? People coming to Alapura, is they coming for drinking? I don't see because of the scenic beauty, very good backwater, one of the most fantastic beaches and connecting canals. The nature and the God given Alapura is very much. Only that because of people are coming to Alapura.
पिछले बार भी 9 जो विधानसभाएं हैं उनमें से 7 LDF के पास थी, तो आपको लगता है कि वो ट्रेंड बदलेगा इस बार?
Certainly. Last time we have won. Out of 7, we won. Our Home Minister, Ramesh Chennithilla, is one of the elected person. Rest of the 6 with the CPM. But in parliament election, both the last election and before the election, I won. Now we are expecting majority of the seats in this parliamentary constituency will be stand with the UDF. And I am quite sure.
And let's go across to our correspondent Ravindra Sharan, who joins us live from Ernakulam in Kerala. Ravindra, we saw you speak to both the CPM and the Congress and the senior leaders over there. But in terms of confidence, they're only taking the last election as a parameter of doing well. So really, both are seeming to have a 50-50 chance as far as forming the next government.
Yeah, that's right. Both the political alliances which are right now seen to be fighting each other to get the power in the next election are very confident. The Congress-led UDF front, which is government right now, they are saying that our sole agenda is the progress and development which we could carry out in the last 5 years term. Where the LDF is saying that a lot of corruption was seen in the last 5 years, and this is one of the biggest reason. Also, the farmers are in distress. And the coir board, which I spoke to, the coir board and the workers which are working with the coir industry and the cashew industry, the latex and the rubber industry, they are also in distress. These are the main allegations which has been leveled by the LDF against the Congress party. Also, the latest 3 days back, the stampede and the incident which has happened in the Kollam Puthingal temple, this is also emerging as a big political issue now after the High Court has passed some remarks and observation regarding the situation of law and order, and the High Court also said that this is very unfortunate incident. This is the responsibility of the government to secure a safe life for the citizens of their state. So this can also be one of the main political plank now can be addressed by the LDF, especially against the ruling party. And besides this, the main important issues which has been highlighted by both the alliances are the latex, also the liquor. The liquor policy which has been initiated last year by the UDF government to bring the prohibition in the state in the next decade has been questioned by the LDF, asking that if they will be voted back to the power in the next election, then they will reconsider the decision taken by the UDF government, because they are of the opinion that people should be educated and they should take themselves a decision whether to go ahead for the liquor or not. Self-abstinence should be there. This is the policy which LDF is suggesting to the people. Also, the question has been asked by the priest and the Catholic bishop organizations about all the they are asking this question to all the political parties to come with a clear stand about the liquor policy. Now everybody is watching when all the three fronts will come up with their manifesto, which is going to come in next few days. Also, the nomination is going to start on 22nd. After that, the top leadership of all the political parties will come here and campaign for their respective candidates.
The campaign frenzy about to begin in Kerala. Ravindra Sharan will keep a track on all those updates and the polling preparations in Kerala for us. Thanks very much for that for now, Ravindra. Now, in our special focus today, we'll take a look at the Calicut district in Kerala. The upcoming polls on the 16th of May will see a direct contest between the Left Democratic Front and the Congress-led UDF, that's the United Democratic Front, in Calicut. Now, in previous elections, the Left won most of the seats in the district and is hoping for a whitewash this time around. But the Congress wants to make sure that that does not happen.
Calicut in Kerala plays an important role in India's modern history. Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama set foot in Calicut after the first direct sea voyage from Europe to Asia in the 15th century. Vasco da Gama's arrival changed the course of history, and India became the gateway to the world's greatest spice-growing region, and Calicut became the headquarters of the spice trade.
We study the suitability of various crops, varieties in different parts of the country. For example, perennial spices like nutmeg or cinnamon or black pepper, it was only in the southern region. And cardamom, that is chota ilaichi.
Close to 20 lakh voters will cast their votes in the 13 assembly seats in Calicut. Nearly 1,27,000 are young first-time voters. More than 95% voters are literate. In the upcoming assembly elections next month, the contest is a direct fight between the arch-rivals Left Democratic Front and Congress-led United Democratic Front. Currently, the left holds 9 seats out of the 13 assembly seats and are confident of doing well this time too.
Mountain area of Kozhikode district, there are rubber agriculturists. They have the less price, they had very, very distress. Then in mid place of the Calicut district, there are coconut trees.
The Congress claims that the development done by the Chandi government will ensure the party's victory in Calicut.
Ummanchandy's ruling period is development period. The golden age of Kerala, UDF period, Ummanchandy's period.
Locals believe that a lot needs to be done for the development of the district.
And the hike of the price, the consumable goods, that's the main issue now. And of course, the corruption. That is, you might have heard from everybody.
Yeah, unemployment is the major issue facing here in Kerala. The quality of the examination and education is gone very low.
The residents of Calicut are hopeful that regardless of which party rules the state, Calicut will get its due after these assembly elections. Ravindra Sharan's report for Rajya Sabha Television.
Time for us to take a short break. Lots more on the other side too. Stay tuned.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha Television documentaries on Rajya Sabha Television.
Welcome back. You're watching Verdict 2016. Time now for news from Tamil Nadu. Now, with 5 chief ministers in the last 5 decades from the movie world, the way to political power in Tamil Nadu is through building up star power. 5 of the state's chief ministers had their roots in filmdom, while several other actors showed an interest in politics. So let's take a look at Tamil Nadu's star power in politics.
MVM Road in Chennai, the place where movies are made. A street which fans associate with MG Ramachandran, Karunanidhi, Jayalalitha, Vijay Kant. larger-than-life screen personalities who today are leading lights in the theatre of politics. In recent times, Chief Minister Jayalalitha is the tallest of them all, having a no less memorable innings as a film star before becoming the AIADMK chief.
AIADMK is unquestionably the largest party in Tamil Nadu. And as you know, the last election, which has happened about 20 months back, 2014 Parliament, we won single-handedly with about 44.3% of the votes, and we won about 37 out of the 39 constituencies.
The man close to Jayalalitha and introduced her to politics, M.G. Ramachandran, was himself famous for having charted a unique place in both films and politics.
Nowhere in the state you can find these sort of film personalities, rather film personalities alone controlling the politics for a very long time.
The DMK chief is no less a phenomenal presence in both fields. As a prominent scriptwriter before taking a centre stage in the Dravida movement in the state. Of more recent vintage is Vijay Kant, the DMDK president who is currently the leader of the opposition in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. Seen as the third axis in state politics, Vijay Kant earned the nickname Captain after LTTE leader Prabhakaran. According to political analysts, the common public in Tamil Nadu is not just impressed by the film stars, but want to see them in their everyday lives as well.
Karunanidhi himself is well known as a script writer and for the film industry as well. And now Vijay Kant, who's the latest, I mean not so recent because he's been around for several years now as a politician, but who has made a decision of entering into politics and who is positioning himself as an alternative to the AIA and AIADMK and the DMK.
Are having a great grip over the society here. People are talking about the film entry of Vijay, who is also one of the leading stars of Tamil Nadu today. Once we talked about Rajinikanth, but it seems almost certain that he is not going to take a plunge.
Then there are stars like Rajinikanth and Sharad Kumar watching from the sidelines, intermittently making their presence felt in politics. Keeping the charisma alive for these stars are the many television channels. The DMK has the Sun TV, Kalingana TV, AIADMK has Jaya TV, while Vijay Kant owns Captain TV. Perhaps this is an area where national parties like the Congress and the BJP miss out and find their influence limited among the masses. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And finally, here are some poll snippets in Polpuri. In order to spread awareness among voters in Tamil Nadu, the Election Commission has now entered into a partnership with social media giant Facebook. This will help the poll body to reach out to 31% of the electorate in Tamil Nadu and achieve 100% turnout. The move comes just days after the EC's tie-up with Twitter to give a fillip to its Tamil Nadu 100% campaign. In a major poll boost for the DMK in Tamil Nadu, the breakaway group of the DMDK has announced unconditional support to the Karunanidhi brigade. The announcement came just hours after DMK Treasurer M.K. Stalin invited Makkal MDMK to meet party chief Karunanidhi. Makkal DMDK is the breakaway group of the Vijay Kant-led party. It was founded just 2 days ago by expelled functionaries of the DMDK who supported an alliance with the DMK, opposing the party's tie-up with the People's Welfare Front. Chandra Bose, the BJP challenger to CM Mamata Banerjee in Bhawanipur constituency in West Bengal, is desperately looking for space to set up an election office. He so far failed to find one. Bose has alleged that homeowners are scared to rent out space to him, fearing TMC reprisal. Not just the BJP, other opposition parties too are being denied office space in the constituency. That's all from us. Goodbye.